Welcome back, folks. I'm hoping I have gone live, but I'm not seeing it here. Come on. Don't do me wrong, computer. Okay. Let's see if I have audio. Alright, now we're set. I think we are ready to go now. And I got some extraneous audio coming across there. Howdy, folks. And let me back up over here. Let's see. I know I saw some people way early on. I don't know why I'm not seeing that now, but I think some folks said hello like right after I went to put the schedule out there, or scheduled the live, that is. Marco, thank you for being here. Also Angelo, Staff Sergeant Maximus, Mick Ranger. Hope y'all all are doing well. And let's see if we actually have folks here. See if I can get to my participants. See if I've got people here. No, nobody's showing here. Did something mess up? Oh, there we go. There's Marco. Hey, Marco. Appreciate you being here, man. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Clint Crosby. Hope your Friday's going awesomely as well. If you like, you can drop your carry into the Discord, and we'll check that out at some point in time this evening. Let me make sure that's up there. And let's see. Let's also go and bring that back up. Just in case. I want to make sure I see chats. How are y'all doing? Let's go ahead and put that well, let's do two things. Let's go ahead and do some more gift memberships and get that going. And I recognize no one but just in time there at the bottom that received a gift membership. So that's funny. All right, Staff Sergeant Maximus, did I say hello? I did say hello to you. Want to know why is here? It says yo. Hope you're doing well. Also, let's go ahead and get a poll set up here and see if the Friday night is any different than the Thursday night poll. Jason Beecher, thank you for being here, man. Working and lurking. It's still daylight on the farm, right? Okay. Oh, let's back up here. Let's not do that. All right. So there's your poll. And we'll keep an eye on that. It might take a minute. Whoops. Might take a minute for that to come across. All right, so there we go. Jason Beecher said, yeah, another 3 hours or so. Yep. And it's probably still haying season, maybe up there, if you cut your own hay. So, Bluminati, how you doing, mister? Hope you are doing well. Let's see, I gotta get stuff out of the way here. And in case y'all didn't know it, a lot of places apparently kicked off National Knife Day today. And I did go and ask my wife what she was getting me for National Knife Day, and apparently it was nothing, so I tried. I also tried to get her to come in here and be on the live, and she didn't. I couldn't get her to agree to that either. Yep, hopefully so, man. Doing the third cut now. It's been a minute since I've helped with the hay, but I grew up doing it just about every year from the time I could actually help. And when we started, they were still doing the square bale or the rectangular bales that we had to put up in the barn. So that was fun. I'm pretty sure they're doing round bales all now. My uncle still does the farming, but I don't make it over there quite as much as I used to. So last night the poll was about 50-50 between Thursday night and Friday night. It seems to be a little one-sided tonight. But the funny thing is, I can't see what the percentage is on the other choices. And for some reason, it just blipped. Who knows what's going on? But I do think it's changing over here. Why can't I see the poll? I only have the option to end it, and I don't want to end it. I guess it's supposed to be a surprise for me as well. Alright, let's see. There's Jason saying doing a third cut. There's Nick Travaglini. And Be Shady. Thank you for being here. Do appreciate it, y'all. And let's see. We got 13 folks in here. Awesome. All right, let's see here. Well, it's going the other way a little bit now. We're about 3/4 are saying Friday night. I do know that I got, from what I can tell, I got about 100 more views on Friday night last week than I did on Thursday, and of course, Thursdays weren't scheduled on the Knife Tube schedule, so it was kind of not really a pop-up because I did it. I did pre-schedule it on YouTube, but we'll see. So, anyone have any new knives coming in as a result of any of the sales that are going on for National Knife Day? Anybody got anything interesting coming? Chicken fried said both. Yeah, some folks said that last night too, but my wife would probably hurt me if I was doing both of them. She did get supper, well, dinner, supper, however you call it, depending on what part of the country you're in. She did get that ready a little early tonight so that I could go ahead and be well fed before the live. And not have to eat in a couple hours. So Nick says, I got a CKF Lex this week. Loving it so far. Congratulations, man. And I think I said hello to Chicken Fried Steak. I know I responded on the both thing, but I don't know that I said hello. But hello, thank you for being here. And hopefully next week there will also be a little bit of a cool down in the weather. It's been a little bit warm lately. And hopefully it's going to be a little bit cooler next week. Oh, I got to look and see. So it looks like Vulcan may have just dropped a knife. If you're interested in getting if you're interested in picking up one of Vulcan's knives, and he's got an interesting new pattern on his blade, as well as the, oh, that's cool. You might want to get over to Vulcan Custom Knives and take a look at what he's got. Apparently they're in Magnamax, and one of them's a Planets one, and the other looks to be a Heartbeat one. They're Tonto style blades. Well, you know what? I do have a computer here. I could bring this up and actually show you guys this instead of just talking about it, couldn't I? That make sense, wouldn't it? Robin, did you see what Vulcan just dropped? We're gonna go take a look here. Again. Alright, here we go. I will switch it over. We'll do a Windows capture and take a look at what he's got going on. Thanks, Blue, for putting that putting the link up. And hey, Robin, I think I said something, but I don't know if I actually said hello. Yeah, that's what I said. Especially when he turns it around and looks at the back of it. I'll leave that up for a minute so you guys can see it a couple of times. SC Knife Monkey, thank you for being here. Henry G, thank you for being here. William Hornbostel. William said, switching my vote from yesterday to Friday. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. B Shady says, still on a hiatus myself. Vulcan is on the list though. I actually have Vulcan in the pocket right now. That boom sling that I got from him. But that's since I had everything laid out on the table, some of the ones I've been carrying, I went ahead and moved that one over to right front pocket. That's that Planets one is really cool. Let's see if I can. I want to make a comment there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, Dog 1 says, broke the law getting home. Incomplete stop. Oh, and the speed too. Don't be breaking the law just to get home to get on YouTube. Be careful, mister. I don't suppose it's TKE's birthday, so I don't suppose he'll be stopping by. Y'all post your pockets up in the Discord, as Marco has put up a link for that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put the webcam back up, but when I saw that, I figured you guys might want to take a look at that. Yeah, that he's doing really good work, and his prices aren't quite up there with some of the other ones just yet. So although they're moving northward. All right, looks like we got about 70% that are saying on Friday. So that's that's probably kind of par for the course. Although the one last night was not in favor of Thursday night so much, so that's all right. We'll figure it out. I figured I'd do a couple of weeks of testing and see how it works, and then we'll see how it ends up. So that means that next week, whether I decide to do it on Thursday or Friday, and it's probably going to be just one of the two, that the members giveaway and the participant giveaway are probably going to be, or it's going to be either Thursday or Friday, whichever one I choose to do the lives on. So, little bit of a change upcoming, but maybe not. We'll see. All right, Neil McKenzie, how you doing, sir? Hope you are having a wonderful Friday. My wife was actually home from work today, so she just didn't do a whole lot of anything, and I worked today, and I didn't actually leave the house like I needed to, but that's okay too. All right, so on the table have a few different knives here. My Saturday, said Neil McKenzie. I think I recall you saying that you were off on Fridays. I'm off every other Monday, but I don't know that having a midday Monday would be all that great. So anyhow, but we have a few knives here, and these are some fairly colorful ones, except for maybe one. So we've got a Dream Tack here, another Dream Tack, and these are numbered. They have a number instead of a name, which I don't particularly care for, because I'm not likely to remember a 4-digit number as a model number when I'm used to talking about knives as certain names. So there's that. And this is another Dream Tech. These are not expensive knives here. These are more on the budget side, but I thought they looked pretty cool. And this is probably the favorite of the budget models. You've got the black and red and blue, and a nice blade shape, an opening hole. You've got a front flipper, and you've got a regular flipper, and you can disengage the lock via the button or here on the regular liner. So it's a button operated liner lock, and that's probably the favorite of these. All right, let's see. Which one, Clint? This one here? The Spider-Man colors, I think I've heard it described as. It's really nice. And again, it's what I call in budget. It's in budget range. Dog One says the 7894 is way better than the 7884. The 7893 is the budget. So, Dog One, are you actually calling out the correct model numbers? Now you're gonna make me look. That's not the correct numbers, mister. Several of those are 4s. Start with 4. Oh, me. Doggone. That's a good one. That's funny. All right. Yeah, made it up entirely. Exactly. And I didn't know that you weren't when I first said something. I'm like, wait a minute, how does he know these numbers? And then I'm like, wait a minute, this is not right. Oh, me. Off days are the best, yeah. So that works. The off day works for me well, especially during hunting season. I can have a day in the woods that's not quite as busy as Saturdays, or I can theoretically get other things done that I'm not normally able to get done during the week while I'm working. So there's that. And some Mondays are easier than others, I'll just say that. But my wife has some honeydew stuff that I do need to get done before hunting season starts. But I'll probably, when I do go hunting, I'll probably be up in the stand listening to some kind of knife content, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Dwayne Letterman. Hope you're having a wonderful evening and a wonderful Friday. It is almost college football season. That too, but if it's not Clemson, I usually am not watching it. And even then, I may not be watching it. It just depends. Depends on the day. All right, now this is another Dream Tech. This is more of a premium model. It is M390, I think. Yes, M390 and titanium. And a couple of these. This is the roundhouse lock, and that's the roundhouse lock. This is not. This one's just a liner lock. Even though it has the look that it's got the big pivot that one would think it was the roundhouse lock, but no. And I would probably have liked it a little bit better if it were the roundhouse lock, but it's not. So, that one says first 60-degree morning. Nice. William Hornbostel said thoughts on 10 CR15 COMOV. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with that steel. I think Spyderco has something similar in the Tenacious line. They're very budget lines. I don't know. It may be a little bit different than that too, William, so I can't say. And Robin, if Robin's still around, he may have some more experience on that. Dog one says, first 60-degree morning, I'm mountaining without the nearing. I don't know I didn't look to see what the temperature was this morning, but I'm pretty sure, I can look here, but I'm pretty sure it did not get down in the 60s. They are talking about it for next week, but I'm pretty sure it didn't get down there. What days do I want to do lives? I'm leaning more toward the Fridays. But that's just me. Burning Stables Forge. And Clayton, thank you for being here. Going to dinner? Can't tag. Well, y'all be careful. I think y'all normally go to into town on Fridays and eat dinner. So y'all be careful. Let's see. We'll see what the daily summary says for today. Today's the 21st. Looks like 71 was the low, so we're still a little bit high, and it says it got up to 90 today. It wasn't that bad as it has been in the past week or so. Mo Patty says, hello all driving. Clayton, take a picture of your dinner. Dog One said he'd watch that. Oh, Michael Miller, thank you for being here. Love that Main Street. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I ended up getting a Main Street from Concept, but it was the Lightning Strike model. And, all right, I'm going to have to change this pillow. Let's see. Let's try to sit a little bit different. For some reason, the way I'm sitting when I'm doing a live is different than normal. Chicken Fried Steak says 102 here today watching the Grands and the Sprinklers now. They are probably having a blast. Oh, what I was saying, I like that Main Street, and I got to bring up my screen so I can see what you guys are actually seeing. But I like that Main Street with the top liner lock. I have Concept sent me the Lightning Anno version, the crossbar version, and then I saw they were coming out with the top liner lock version, so I ended up actually purchasing that from them because I was like, no, that's too stinking cool. Mo Patty, be careful driving. Dog One actually says that too. And then Chicken Fried Steaks is 102 here watching Grands and the Sprinklers. And then Dog One says, my first water ride. Oh, man. All right. So where were we? Let's see. Oh, and I mentioned this one last night, this not being my favorite. And I know it's a budget knife, and it works perfectly fine for the thumb studs and okay for the front flipper. But the reverse flick is a little stiff there. Maybe it'll break in a little bit. I like I don't mind the blade shape, and it's not a bad budget knife. Just not I didn't like it as well as I thought I would. All right, and then we've got what I consider, these are, in my opinion, the Rumette Orca might be one of the contenders for production knife of the year. $300 and less or something like that. Just listen to this thing. It's pretty cool. And there's the version that I've been carrying is this one here. DLC coating with the copper foil inlay, which I think is really cool. And I thought about doing a blade swap, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And then we have the Fenrir, which was a big topic of discussion here last night, because it does not have the classic Fenrir blade shape. But there was some kind of discussion. I heard something today, and I didn't get to hear all of the discussion about what it was, but apparently they had to change the blade shape for some reason for whatever they were doing. So anyhow, that's this version, and I also have the orange, or I think it's Glow Party or something like that. And I'll dim the lights here in a minute and show you what they look like under the UV. I'll try it without dimming the lights first, but I may have to dim them. And that's okay. But I kind of like this one. I think the acoustics are better on this one than the other one. And plus it's orange. And we know I like orange, so, you know. I'm not sure that Clayton actually saw the Caius up here. And then this was one that I got in today. This is the Global Tactical Supply Spartan. And it's a crossbar lock. Wasn't too sure about it at first and still don't quite. This is another one of those that's got a nice fuller. And as you can see, it's not the easiest to get to. It is doable, but I do sometimes miss it. And it rolls out pretty, perfectly fine. All right, so you guys have got this, got it to almost down to a 50-50 on the poll again. If you haven't voted, let me know what your thoughts are. Plus, it helps drive engagement or something, some sort of thing like that. But these are actually glow. These are actually glow scales as well. So I'll show those here in just a few minutes. This one peeking out's another Dream Tech, and TC, when he was on here last night, actually said that this one was pretty cool. But he also agreed that the removal of that glass breaker, or whatever you want to call it, that right there, was necessary because oops, I was trying to reverse flick it and that ain't gonna work. See, they should have had an opening hole or a fuller in this one as well. But there's that one. And then this one that was mentioned before, that's the Concept Main Street. This is the top liner lock version, and very cool with the golf putter milling there. All right, let's see. Chicken Fried Steak said, got 3 sprinklers running, although they may be in a drought. Okay. Neil McKenzie says, temp went up to 105. Now it's 103. It's about jacket weather, right? It's cooling off big time. And I assume, Neil, you live in Arizona, I think. How's the weather in the wintertime? What do y'all get down to? Are you in the high desert and get some very cool weather with snow, or no? Clint Crosby says, I've always liked the blade shape on the Main Street. Yeah, it's a very useful blade shape in my opinion. Ross, thank you for being here, man. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday evening or afternoon, depending on where you might be, or night if you're somewhere else. So thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. So, I said I was gonna pull the UV light out. So what do you guys think? Do you like knives that are more colorful? Do you like them that are UV reactive? And I think I'm gonna have to turn off the lights for you guys to be able to see really good. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, I don't know that that's going to work, but I know what I can do. I can go over here and all right, there we go. We're in business now, and it's interesting to see how much the things are glowing. Look at Clayton's Caius sheath, or rather the one Kathy made. All right, so there's the there's that global supply or global tactical supply, the green one there, and it'll actually glow. But then these are reactive, and I'll bring it back so that you guys can actually see what's going on there. It's funny watching how the and I got a doggy visit in here. I don't know that she would get up and be on camera though, but she's in here checking it out. So we got that glow bead there that I have. But it's fun to see kind of how the certain ones react to color. And then you've got the actual knives that glow. And I have another one. I don't have it in here with me, but it looks like it's burlap, and I think I showed it to you guys last week. Is that enough light, or do I need to turn the other lights on? There's some more light. If that looks okay, I won't turn the other one on. But anyhow, Neil McKenzie says it can drop to below freezing, then add the wind chill, and there's nothing there to block the wind, I would venture to say. Ross says, I like color, but I rarely carry colorful knives, so now I don't buy them. And, that's the thing. You see something and think, well, that really looks really cool. And then you buy it, and then it's like, yeah, dog one, that's what I was talking about, the infused glow and the micarta. Yeah, those are pretty cool, too. But if you buy something, you think it looks cool and you buy it, and then you don't carry it, then, yeah. And that's right, Clint Crosby. I like color on most knives, but some just look better plain titanium or raw aluminum. Yeah. Absolutely. Dog wants his QSP Coyote. Yep, that's the one I have. Not mine. Somebody let me borrow it. And the Elk Glide Lock. Glow micarta. They look really cool, don't they? Cicero, thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Neil McKenzie says, no trees, just cactus. Well, those can get fairly tall, but I don't think they get quite as thick as trees and help block the wind a whole lot. And I'm guessing, and I could be wrong, I've not been out there, but you can get snow out there at times, can't you, Neil? Because it sounds like you may be in the high desert. But did anybody see this yesterday? I had a question about. I don't know that Kelly's on here, but this knife bead. This looks like it's maybe a little bit awkward to put on a knife. For example, putting it on tying it on one of these lanyards just doesn't look like it would be. I just don't know. I'm undecided on that as to how that would work, and it may work just great, so I could be wrong. Ross says, I was in Cicero, New York today, or Cicero. Let's see. Staff Sergeant Maximus reporting for duty. Neil McKenzie says, valley surrounded by 3 mountain ranges. Nice, very cool. That bead got to be radioactive. We hope not. We hope not. Josh, D, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. That's kind of what I was wondering, Blue. Is it something that you would put as the base and then have something else in line with it? Maybe it by itself it just looks odd in my opinion. So I'm agreeing with you there. I do believe. And we've got storms in the area again this evening. So I did remember to go outside last night and pull the items that were outside out back in the house and played with those just a little bit today. I've actually got one mesh core device in the truck and then one here in the house, and I don't live close enough to anybody around that's using those, so I'm not getting anything unless I go out and about and look at it in my truck. There's Robin saying hey to all the people that came in. Robin, there was a question about, and I can't scroll up and see it here. Let's see. There was a question about steel on a William Hornbostel said thoughts on 10CR15C MOV in the Max Ace Zero blade play. Do you have any experience with that particular steel? And you may not. I was just trying to help William out with that. Robin with an R. All right, and let's see, what else do we want to talk about? How many of you actually use lanyards on your knives? I know Blue probably does. Oh no, hopefully Josh is not out there doing 105 mile an hour wheelies on the Triumph. Robin says, I have the non-ZDP Max Ace Uranus OTF, and it has the same steel. Has held up well for me, though it's not a hard user. There you go, William. I thought, I was hoping maybe Robin had some experience with it. But apparently he does, and says it's held up, but it's not a hard user. Chicken Fried Steak says, small pocket clip knives equals lanyard for me. And Ross says the same thing, only on the little knives. And this is pretty much, well, I say pretty much, this is on the Caius, and then I did tie one for this the Kaiser Buddy as well, because it's on the smaller side. So that's about, for me, that's the reason for doing it. Yep, Ross says 3-finger knives get lanyards. I agree. Even though now this one is mostly a 4-finger knife. I did do that because well, I like the orange and black and thought this orange and black would look good on it. But as far as now pocket knives, the only pocket knife that I have that has a lanyard is the Amamba, and that one actually originally came with one on it. I did not have one on there when I got it, But then I contacted some folks, and they sent me one over. So, but it's got a like a leather lanyard that kind of fits in well with the knife. Makes it look really cool, in my opinion. Let's see. All right, Josh. No 105 mile an hour on the wheelies on the Triumph, please, mister. Wheel down, though. 105, okay. 105, yes. Wheel down, though. Okay. Lanyards can be useful. Jake Wilson says, "G'day, mates. Love a good lanyard. Makes the knife mine." And that is one way to dress up a knife and make it yours. And if Edwards were here, he would probably agree. Well, no, Edwards would say that everything gets a lanyard, or excuse me, an Edyard. Robin says, "Agreed. 3-finger knife fixies get a lanyard." Dog One says, "I have a lanyard that came on a knife. Have several beads, box drawer pile." And I don't have a whole lot of beads. I do have. Well, I thought I saw one here. The other day. Oh, here it is. I bet you I can't get this one. I don't have a. I got it, and then back under the desk. I've got this one here. I think that's a Vosteed one. And then these two came in a package today. But I don't have a lot of beads. That's not correct either. I do have a lanyard on that, but that's not a real lanyard. And I have the Freyden. Well, it is a real lanyard, I suppose. It has the Freyden lock safe, whatever it is. You guys know what I'm talking about. Freyden lock and key safe bead. But that's one that actually came with that knife. Apex, you can get this along with the knife if you want to contact me. This lanyard comes with a knife. Robin says, "I like making lanyards, so I have them on knives I don't carry. But for use, I don't like them on folders. Not a whole lot. The only one that I'm okay with is that leather one on the Imamba." Blue says, "I have tiny hands, don't really need lanyards." Dog One says, "Smaller knives, I would detach something as an extension, maybe." Jake Wilson said, "Morning, Robin." Apex Robin says, "Blue, now I'm picturing you needing both hands to wield the Indoraptor." Ross says, "I got a 109 mile an hour speeding ticket back in the day. Youch." Oh, and he was being nice. So it was probably more than that, is my take right there. Over 110, they take your license on the spot. Youch. Freyden lock and key. Josh says, "A night or two and lock up." Dog One says, "I've seen a lot of cool setups." Ross says, "Freyden is actually having a huge in-store only sale right now. 20% off Benchmade and Spyderco, 10% off TRM, 25% off Medford." Josh says, "Freyden locking, safe and lock bead. Wonder if you can still get it." Ross is saying that he's local so he can middleman. Are they getting out of the knife business? I know they've had a lot of exclusives in the past. Dog One says, exotic braided material, hemp lanyard. William Hornbostel said, "Are those new top liner fin rears sold out?" You're talking about the ones, these here, or something else there, William? If you're interested in one of those, contact. I'm not going to keep both. So if you're interested in one of those, just let me know. Contact me. Same goes for this Orca. I'm not going to keep both of them. Okay, so they're just having a sale, not closing. I ended up getting a couple of good deals from New Graham Knives. It's actually a pharmacy, but they ended up having a sale on a lot of stuff. It sounds like the person that was doing the knife part wasn't able to continue doing so, and they were getting out of it. And the last time I looked, they didn't have a whole lot on there, but that's where I managed to get a Mannix. Actually, I got a couple of Mannix from there, including this Spy 27. The only thing I don't like about this is the older version, so it's pinned on the body screws. You can still take the pivot screw out and I guess do whatever with it, but I would prefer it if it were had the body screws like one of the later versions. Yeah, it's I generally try to find a knife shop when we go on vacation, just because, well, my wife knows that's usually where I get my souvenir for the trip. We went to a saddle shop outside of Orlando when we went to vacation with the grandboy. Oh yeah, Josh, you can do it, but I think having a drill press, a proper drill press, would be paramount to do that correctly. But absolutely, if I were going to put new scales on it, I would drill it out. I think that would work just fine. And if you were going to drill it out, you probably wouldn't even be worried about saving the scales anyway. So, but I usually get when we go on vacation. What Dog One said, yeah, trip knife. Now, when we went up to New England last year about this time, we actually went to TRM the first day, and I picked up one of their Bulldogs for the trip, but ended up with with a bunch of knives from Fred, including somebody's. Whose was it? I don't think it was TK's. I think it was one of Donnie's knives that was going to Carco, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Milton, I am trying out Friday evenings from 6 to 8 to see how it goes. So, maybe, but I'm not sure. And, Milton, thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. Josh says, Paul, I might does it. He may do the pin removal. Yeah, he probably does. Oh. Now, which great knife were you talking about? My flashlight was still on. I looked over there and I was seeing stuff reflecting or glowing almost, and I'm like, what is going on here? Dog, when are you talking about the TRM Bulldog, or are you talking about the Mannix 2, or both? Look. Now here we're at 50%. It appears. I can't see the entire poll, so I don't know how many people chose neither. But all I can see is Friday at 50%. So that was about the same as it was last night. Ross says, Milton, when's the mini ramp montage? Oh, that should be fun. I want to see Mr. Eddie on a board. Joe Kasperick says, I got to run out, guys. Be right back. Or I'll be back. Thanks for being here, Joe. Appreciate it. Mighty Milton said that concept at the bottom is looking good. Yeah, man, that's that golf putter is very cool. I've got one edge that feels like it's a little more aggressive. This one in spots, this one here feels a little more aggressive than I would like to see it a little bit smoother, but it's a byproduct of that milling there and how it comes out on the edge. But for the most part, I actually carried this one a little bit today. Oh, I figured he was, Milton. That's why we need some video. Henry said, Joe, drive, don't run. Kevin Smith and Knives, thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. Apparently Ross is also a boarder. Drop Beacon, thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. There you go. Robin says, kick flip while juggling knives, Mom. Let's see it. Colin, Austria. Thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. William Hornbostel says, don't Willie and text. That would probably get some views, though, Minded Milton. At least just simple writing and knife flicking would probably be a well-viewed video. I'm guessing, and I know you guys are sending me some messages. And let's see. I'll try to look later. SC Knife Monkey, is that what I'm supposed to show when I look at the pocket dumps, pocket carry? Mo Patty says Friday has the lead. It was highly skewed toward Friday at first, but now it's dropping back. Okay, so SC Knife Monkey, remind me to look on Instagram when we do that. Sometimes I'll forget and not check Instagram for those pictures. And then I actually remembered last night. I was like, oh man, I forgot. Somebody sent me a picture and I didn't show it. I think it was it may have been William, in fact, that had a bunch of Fenrir's, and I didn't show his picture, and I apologize for that. J1, thank you for being here. Apex says the weekend has officially arrived. It is now 5 o'clock wherever Robin's at. Apparently. I'm guessing. In today's video, we sharpen our knives on grind rails and curbs. William says, I was following a dude on the bike from Austin to San Antonio, and he kept pulling his phone out to text, and we were weaving in and out of traffic at 85. Was he on his phone? Was he on a bike as well, William? Or are you saying you were following him in a vehicle? It wouldn't surprise me either way. I can be following somebody and pretty much figure out when they've pulled their phone out, because usually they slow down and start swerving all over the road, and then it's time to see if you can't pass them and get going. All right, let's see. William dropped big and said, people like that are insane. Then William said, yes, I have 8 Fenrir. Ross says it's 5 o'clock somewhere on bikes. Ooh, youch. But I'm not surprised. Mopatty says, send me that knife 3 from the right. If you send me the Ragnarok. Jake says the wife likes to swing off the ceiling fan with knives. That would probably get you a few views as well. And Robbins says vids or it did not happen. William says, nope, I called dibs. Well, I said that, William, because I know she's not going to send the Ragnarok. But Mopatty says you better send all your high dollar knives for that one. William said dibs message sent. he's serious about this, because I think they are sold out. Drop Bacon says, do you think camo carbon is a fad or is it here to stay? I would assume it's probably a fad somewhat, although it seems like it's progressed from just regular fat carbon to camo carbon, and then I mean even other, and I assume this is probably G10, just colored G10. Other knives, they're trying to cash in on the different designs, and it does make the knife unique in a lot of cases, because there's probably not another one exactly like this one that has the same patterns and the same colors. So there's that. Mopatty says, purple is my color, not yours. Oh, me. Oh, no, Jake, we're not going there. All right, let's see. We gotta look at the title of the stream here. So, but here you go. Here you go, Mopatty. That may be one that you would be interested in. William says, Mopatty, send me a TCal 007 and I'll step aside. Bluminati, don't you do a TKE here now. Friday ain't family friend. It's early on Friday, Blue. Early on Friday. 6 to 8 Eastern, which means way earlier on the West Coast. So, yes. And apparently, well, TK's birthday is today, so he's probably out celebrating his birthday, is all I'm going to say. But and soon, maybe in a few months, we'll have the family-friendly Fireside knife chat again. But Patty's calling you out there, William. That knife is not the same value as a 007. I have not checked out I won't say that. I haven't got a TKL. I have checked them out. Brown Sugar, thank you for being here, ma'am. Hope you are having a wonderful Friday evening. There's probably a lot of correct words in that sentence there, Blue. All right, let's see if folks are posting. Oh yeah, we got some pocket items that have been put into the chat here. Let's get a few more if you don't mind. You guys that want to get over to the Help with Gadgets Live Pocket Check channel on TKE's Discord. If you need an invite, let us know and we'll get you the invite. If you're already on TKE's Discord and you need a direct link to that, let us know as well. We'll get it to you. Angelo says tomorrow. I think he meant Tommy. I bet you that's what that was supposed to be. Bluminati, William B, J1, Clint Crosby, Brown Sugar, Josh D. Maybe. Josh D says Jello. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. We're not ending yet. I just wanted to say midstream that thank you for being here. There's a lot of things you could be doing right now. My wife has not yelled at me that I need to come get something for her. That was her biggest aggravation last week with me doing it. This time was that she couldn't yell and say, "Bring me a ice cream," or whatever it was that I would normally do. So that was her only thing about doing it on Fridays while she's still awake. But that's something different. We'll see. And again, I tried to get her to come in here and be on the live, but I couldn't get her to do that. Blue says, "Bring me an ice cream, please." What I should do is get her to subscribe in here, or not subscribe, but get her to get her to sub to the channel, and then get in here and talk with us, right? And then she could say, "Get me an ice cream, please," and then she could chat with y'all while I go get the ice cream. I'll have to suggest that, see what she says. I'm guessing there'll probably be a big no, though. Even though, again, she has 5 or 6 knives, and she regularly uses them. She uses a Spyderco. It's a small fixed blade. Is it arc? Something arc? Maybe. She says she uses that a lot at work, and she carries just a flipper knife. It'd be good to know her thoughts on camo carbon as well. She looks at the knives a lot, and then she's like, eh. But and I do have a lot of knives with the designs here. Probably one of my favorite knives with camo carbon on it was a Jason Guthrie knife that Mr. Eddie had. If Mandy Milton's still on here, he may I don't know if he ended up getting that one or not, but I really like that knife. That knife looked really good. So, do I think that I think that it seems like colors are becoming more and more popular on knives, and again, it makes it more personable and just a little bit different than somebody else's. So, I think it's going to continue to be an option for a while until the next crazy thing comes into play. But I saw something the other day that it was kind of funny. It was talking about the progression from gas station knives to higher end knives, and then as they get more and more expensive, they start looking more and more like the gas station knives, but just with a whole lot better materials than that, and execution than those gas station knives. But they start looking pretty crazy like some of those gas station knives. Robin says carbon fiber is here to stay, but plain Jane TI will always be a thing, I think. Absolutely. I put that there because I figured at least somebody would say that, J1. That's why I put the smiley face on that one. And again, I haven't ended it yet, so I don't see what the spread is there. All I see is 56% say Friday, and I don't know what the other two. Oops, there was a few more votes. It looks like somebody's changing theirs probably. Oh, you guys, absolutely hilarious. All right. Again, you guys, please go over to the to TKE's Discord and drop your pocket carry in there. And I've got two. Nick and Robin have posted theirs up. There's no telling there, Angelo. On the Edge, how you doing, sir? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Again, if you need stickers, hit up On the Edge. He does a really good job with them. I told you that I've got some with more information on the back here, and then I got some with no information. So does a really good job with that. J1 says on Thursday I voted for Friday. Today I voted Thursday. Blue Collar Bachelor says I voted neither. And Blue Collar Bachelor is something else. He actually some of the knives that I showed you last week, he actually loaned to me. They're in the other room in there now. But I've got a few knives to show you if they hang around there. Blue Collar Bachelor. Is it 11% neither? And I get it. When Blue Collar Bachelor said I voted neither, I'm pretty sure he probably did. Blue says 19.98 folks want Friday, 12.9 folks want Thursday, and 4.707 folks want neither. Oh, me. Blue Collar says, if you see something cheap and useful, I probably loan them to Tommy and his gas station knife collection. Kathleen Smith, thank you for being here, ma'am. On the Edge says, still trying to raise some additional dough to pay for my new printer. Order some stickers, and there's your the link to order stickers. Y'all help him out if you're in need of stickers. As I mentioned, he did a really good job on mine, and really appreciate it. He does. So Blue Collar Bachelor tends to prefer knives that are on the on the lower cost end of the spectrum, so to speak. Buying a knife that's multiple $100s is something that he's really not willing to do. Now that's on knives. For other things, thousands, and I'll leave it to y'all to guess what the other things might be. But I saw somebody else mention today that they would rather get the less expensive other things and get a work of art in a knife. So there's that. Drop Beacon says, On the Edge, thanks for the stickers. They look awesome. Definitely support On the Edge. So Drop Beacon's got some stickers from On the Edge. And that's right. Kathleen had a wreck on her bicycle, if I recall correctly. And hopefully you're healing up well and did not have as many broken bones as you thought you might have. Absolutely, Mo Patty. Blue Collar Bachelor says, side note, today I went to buy a few beads for knife lanyards. Apparently they decided that beads are $10. I saw some beads selling for like $50 today, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need a bead that bad. These were actually, I assume these are 3D printed. Again, those came as freebies in a package today. The former one there, Blue. Ross says, I just got a new pew today. I do want to get a new one of those, but that's yeah. I printed some pretty neat ones with wood PLA. They came out great. And that's actually a conversation that I had with Kelly. She mentioned that it was pretty easy to print some out. And my son-in-law has a printer, and also Blue Collar Bachelor lives close by as well, and he has a printer, so I'm good to go. Oh my! According to the one of the most popular knife YouTubers out there, Blue Collar Bachelor, he's into high-end knives, but one of his sayings is don't get into watches. Kentucky Windage, thank you for being here. I think you actually stopped by last night. Appreciate you coming back this evening. Thank you for doing so. All right, a few more minutes. We will go over and check out what's been posted in Help with Gadgets Live Pocket Check on the Discord. Blue Collar Bachelor says, watches are an entirely new level of insanity. Absolutely. Drop Beacon says, if anyone thinks knives are expensive, they shouldn't even glimpse at a watch. So I was watching a Whatnot earlier, and apparently, and I'm halfway listening, and they said something about a $300 knife, and I guess they were freaking out about it, and apparently not knowing that they had given away a $14,000 knife just a little bit earlier than that. That was the buyer's giveaway was a $14,000 knife. Now that blows my mind. That cost on that one knife, and it's insane. And those are absolutely just art pieces. I can't imagine actually taking a knife out like that and using it. But people would probably say the same thing about me about one of the knives that I have. So Ross says, luckily for me, I can't stand wearing watches. Mo Patty says, knives, pens, and watches. I have tried not to get into watches. I have a couple of watches that were given to me that I will wear that are decent watches, and then I normally wear a smartwatch. But I have got into watches before. So anyhow. You're talking about this blue collar? Yeah, that's a bead that somebody printed out, I do believe. But it glows like crazy. In fact, somebody mentioned that this thing was apparently radioactive because it's still glowing from 30 minutes ago, at least 30 minutes ago. And then we got that one glows as well. But Patty says, I just got into watches. Oh boy, here we go. Drop Bacon says, I love watches, but they only get more expensive and more exclusive. Crab Castle Ford says, good evening, Peaks. Thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Dang Ross says, bougie night flashlights is another thing I dodged. If only. I might have a few flashlights. And then there's 4 on charger over there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or more on another thing of. Yeah, well, let's not talk about flashlights. William Hornbostel says, I think I want a Kuna, and I'm assuming that's a watch. Filaments are stupid good at glow, but extremely abrasive on print nozzles. Yeah, I can see that. Now I'm missing something here. Mo Patty forgot about flashlights. Yeah, that's part of the EDC carry, though. That's and I don't know that I've talked to Blue Collar Bachelor about flashlights, but I think he knows that I carry those too. Kevin Smith and I says, good chew toy. I think I know what he's talking about there, but I'm not going to say anything about that. All right. Drop Bacon says, oh, nice. You've got an Arcfeld Ultra. We're doing a giveaway on Drop Bacon with Olight. Just launched it. Yes, my phone has a flashlight, but it's not quite as strong as this one. And it doesn't have UV, and my phone doesn't have laser, although that's not something I usually need. And it doesn't have regular or spotlight on it. So, PC's Springfield Kuna. Now I've got everything messed up there. All right. Dwayne Letterman says, I have one bead, charge it once, it glows up to 12 hours. I know it glows all night. Wow. This one might, I don't know. But you can see it's still glowing from earlier. William Hornbostel says, thanks for reminding me. Now I know why my dog is stalking my backpack. Knew Chew was in there, and it knew it too. That's the crazy thing. Blue Collar Bachelor says, to get into watches, you need to buy 3. A Casio F91, Casio DW9052, and a Seiko SK of some sort. That covers you for everything. It only goes up from there. And that's the other cool thing that I have, that I like seeing, is like old pocket knives. But apparently my grandfather was into watches as well, because there was a lot of watches at one time, and I don't have them over here, but I had actually kind of fixed up some and wore some of them at one time, but that's many long years ago. UV is nice. I have a few Nebos and big Milwaukee work lights, but I'm more talking about the $400 small batch pocket jewelry lights. Like, well, I don't have any $400 ones. But I do have that one there, which is kind of cool. And let's see. That one's made by the same person, but that one's been a user. And then I've got lots of other ones. But mostly Olights. But of course you do. Ross says, are USA made reliable ones? That's a whole nother wormhole. Now this is a cool flashlight, but sometimes it just doesn't want to work without messing with that with the peel in there, which is aggravating. Mopatty says, I have a Seiko Automatic 145th Anniversary Edition in purple. But of course you have it in purple. It wouldn't make sense any other color for some odd reason. Marisol approved stuff. Dawson Machine Craft. Oh, we're talking about high-end flashlights here. Whoops, flashlights. I was into Nightcore, but now sport the Olight Arc Pro and not the Ultra because I wanted an orange one. Patty says, Mr. Behave. Did I say anything incorrect? Did I say anything wrong? I don't think so. Don't believe so. You're trying to fight William earlier because of the little bit of purple there on that one knife. Actually, it's got a good bit of purple. I don't know if you saw that or not. But yeah. William Hornbostel says, I have a lot of flashlights, Olights, through Nightcore. Let's see. I think, where's my through night? I do not know. I'm trying to think where my through night is. I do have some Nightcore, but again, you can see very well used. Have Phoenix, although that's not my favorite. And there's even an old MicroStream there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the flashlight thing preceded knife thing, probably. Well, no, that's not true. I know I had a pocket knife before. A pocket knife before I had a flashlight, but I had a lot of flashlights. Why do you think I want it? William says, stop teasing her. Oh, me. Blue Collar Bachelor says they have one of those 145th Seikos that looks like an antique speed timer. I have that one, but although I understand the purple, it's a shade or too light for me. Blue Collar, Mo Patty has everything that she can that's her favorite color. It's part of her, you can see her logo there. And if she has a preference, if there's a knife that has purple, yeah. On the Edge says, I have a bunch of flashlights, but mostly O-lights and Woobins. I do not have a Woobin yet, but I think I have one on the way. They contacted me, and I think they are sending over one for me to take a look at. I do have that, what was this one? Was it Ace Beam? Yeah. I have the Ace Beam that was pretty neat that I did a review on. But for the most part, I generally have a O-light in hand, and in fact, a lot of times multiples will be what I usually have, just a backup, because I like if I'm out in the woods and I need it, yeah. Blue Collar says, I carried one of those microstream lights for years, no anno left on it. Replaced my 10 tap 1A 123 with the O light. Mopay says, I have the one that the rays move in sunlight. William says, well, I know better than to get in a bidding war with you over a purple knife. I didn't want to have to change my address either. Oh, me. Blue Collar says they did purple because of a Japanese heritage has some strong purple things going. Very cool. Edo purple. Mo Patty says, Mister, I've been getting other colors and nudes. You are incorrect. Thank you for the super chat, Mo Patty. That's awesome. But we know that you like purple, and it's funny. On the Edge says, I always have a Woobin G5 in my pockets. Mo Patty says, that was priceless. Thank you for the laugh. That's why I'm still laughing. Oh, man. No better than getting a bidding war with you over a purple knife. Oh, me. That meant plain tie without colors, you goose. Oh, me. We will refer back to the name again. Family friendly. Let's not get off on a tangent. Mo Patty, see what you started? Ross, yeah, I've heard that before, but I think that was probably the maybe not a thing that actually happened. Maybe, from what I understand. I've not had a problem with it, but will they get hot in your pocket? Absolutely. My wife has fixed several pockets for me because I have had a flashlight come on and in the pocket and has burned a hole in it. So yes. Clint says that new little Ace Beam flashlight's also, it is pretty cool. And the crazy thing about it, you're talking about basically a AAA. Well, you can put yeah, right. It comes with a 10440, but you can, in a pinch, you could use a regular AAA. But it's a bright little sucker. Mo Betty says, watch your gutter. This is a family-friendly channel. She says, I did not start anything. And he's absolutely correct. Lock the buttons. That is a thing, but usually I don't want to have to wait for the 3 seconds for it to unlock. Now, I will say that because of not reading the manual, I actually locked myself out of the flashlight one time and could not figure out what was going on because I couldn't get the light to come on one of the earlier knives that I had. So that was my fault for not reading. The dog one says, I don't think it's rage or anger, even lack of supper. Smell it. That's why you need a Dawson. All right, you're going to have to send me some information on this, whatever you're talking about, but I have a feeling that it's not going to be good for the pocketbook. Blue says, sorry, lack of sleep. William says, I'm glad I grew up in an era that didn't have cell phones. There would be a lot of blackmailing going on. Blue said, the lights are on, but the squirrel walked away from the wheel for a snack. The Olight's easy to lock and unlock. Not core. This one's not. If you figure out which button you're supposed to do, and then you get the correct lock, whether it be the lock 1 or lock 2. Yeah. Knobs or flashlight. I don't know what we're talking about now. I locked myself out of my Notcore little fan blower. It's been 2 years. Send help. Well. I understand that your collection's not too shabby there either, Miss Trish. It does. This thing here has 2 different locks. You got 1 and 2. I do like the cool thing about it. It actually, let's see if I can do this. So you have your lumens and how long it'll run on each. And then if you hold it down, it's 1,000 lumens that only last for 10 seconds. 9. It seems like it's not working correctly. You have to hold 2 buttons down. Yeah, it's nuts. So that's what we're talking about. Doing that one's. There's 2 levels and maybe 2 different locks of the levels. This is the simple. I mean, on off, but you're not getting very much brightness there with a little AAA. This one, however, has the same size as a AAA and puts off a whole lot more light. So let's see if we can get that thing glowing again. All right. Aries EDC, thank you for being here, mister. Hope you're having a good one. All right, let's go over and check and see what we've only got two people that have dropped their carry in the Discord today. Y'all don't let me forget to close the poll before we leave this evening. But let's go over here to, let's get that out of the way. And let's go to window capture. Go over here to our Discord. All right, take a look at what's on the pocket drop here. That's Nick, and carrying something that's very coolly milled there. And I think I saw something similar to that earlier today, and but I don't know what it is. Nick, what's this? Oh, you mean like this little one here, William? The little keychain light. Except that one's the old one that's not rechargeable, so. Nick, you still in here? I think everybody wants to know what this is. Robin, you in here? You probably know what it is. It's very cool, whatever it is. I agree with what Dog One says. And then Robin, whom we mentioned, has a couple of items up here. Oh, don't forget to let me go check the Instagram pictures as well. He's got his lighter, a fixed blade, it looks like. And a pry bar. Very cool. Pry bars come in handy. Just saying. So very cool. And let me go check Instagram. I know you guys can't see that right now, but I want to make sure that everything's cool over there. Okay, Trish, got your message. All right, SC Knife Monkey. Let me. Okay, let me see if I can change this over and show what SC Knife Monkey was carrying. There we go. So he's got, looks like a couple of Karoks. And that bottom one looks like a TKL, and I'm not sure what these other two are, but I think he's here, so we'll Blue Collar Bachelor, so that's the fanciest pry bar I've ever seen. Oh no, there's some really fancy ones. Miguron and, okay, so that's the Miguron. I see the TKL, but what's the middle one there? SC Knife Monkey. So I think this one's a Miguron, but I'm not sure what that one is. And they may be both Migurons. Other message. Okay. Karak TI, Karak Aluminum, Norsa TI, Panama Aluminum, and TKL 002. Very cool. All right, good deal. Thank y'all for dropping that over there. And Blue Collar, that's pry bars come in handy. That one's not fancy. I don't have a fancy one, but wait a minute. I have a fancier one. I have a Lynch Northwest. And actually, I think this one actually came from Robin. But nicely anodized. So, USGI pry bar. I'm guessing that's not a pocket pry bar, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that. In fact, now I got to go look. That's what I'm doing. That's what I figured too. Oh, it does have a. There is a. It is a pocket one. It ain't very fancy though. Yeah, exactly, dog one. I didn't think they were going to be that useful till I got one, and then I lost it and bought another one, lost it, and now I've got several. The reason I have this is I lost one, and then I ended up ordering one off of ordering this from Robin, and I missed having one that had some bits in it that I could use. So now this one has bits. Vero also has a very good one that I like, but for some reason I couldn't keep one of those in my pocket. I lost one and then bought another one, and Joseph lasered my logo on it, and it was like less than a month, and I lost it. On the edge says, "Are folks just sending you pictures?" Yes. Some folks are there on the edge. If they're not able to get on the Discord, they're messaging me pictures, and I'll try to show them. Absolutely, but sometimes you got to remind me because I don't remember to go look at that. So I need to get yelled at in a kindly manner in order to remind me to go look. Ross says, I have many USGIs on all my keys. It looks like it would be pretty handy. Can be sharpened. Invaluable tool for ripping open cases, boxes, prying back staples, chipping, peeling, and more. Does look pretty cool. You could turn notifications off on Discord there too. That's the one I was looking at, was the 3-inch, the micro. That looks like a handy one, but yeah. Oh yeah, this is my and I forget it's Raylight, and nice, interest. It's a neat little flashlight. It's got like three or four different strengths. This one usually is one of the ones that goes in my bag to go to the woods with me. It's strong enough to be able to get out, but I actually kept turning on in my pocket, so I ordered a new base, a new button for it. This one's recessed, so it doesn't come on, but it's differently colored than the body of the flashlight. So, but you can tell I carried this one a lot. And I switched the clip around so that I could put it on my cap and use it. So, yeah. Thank you, dog one. It stayed in pocket for a long time. Can't figure out how to find your Discord on the edge? Hit me up on Instagram sometime, and I'll help you. We can have a little training session anytime, or you can send it on Instagram. Either one, that's fine. Blue Collar Bachelor says, "All right, everyone, 4 a.m. comes early. Y'all keep Helpful Gadgets straight." Haha. You have a good one too, sir. Appreciate you getting on here. And yeah, and I mean, most of the time, if I can't carry something, I'm not going to get it, because I mean, if you can't use it, then it doesn't make much sense to have it a lot of times. Or well, or at least have it to utilize if you need to. So it's gonna anything that I carry is probably gonna get some scratches on it. TC actually Zerblasted my my Mamba because it's been very well used, and I'm trying to think of a knife that I carry a lot that's probably got some character to it. Well, all right. This is not an inexpensive knife. This actually was given to me by a friend. This is not one that I bought, but if you look, there are marks where I've carried this knife, and in fact, it was given to me with the stipulation that if I got it, I carried it and used it, and because that's what I would always tell him about his knives is if he had knives that he never carried, and I would give him grief about it, just friendly stuff, but when he gave it to me, he was like, you got to carry it and use it. And I said, okay. But this one's been anodized several times, but you can see from the marks on it that it's been carried and used. And clips, for whatever reason, clips seem like the first thing for me to get a scratch on them, or the clips. Now, the cool thing that I like about this one, I've been carrying this one several days, and it's not got a mark on it, but I think this is DLC coating on this one. I know the blade is DLC coated, which shows a lot of smears and fingerprints and such, but yes, it's going to get carried and used more than likely if it's something that I'm keeping. This is another one that I've carried and used, but you can't tell it because it's DLC coated. So that was the first one that I had. Oh, with this Vulcan. Look at the pocket clip. It's going to get some wear on it if I carry it, because apparently I'm not that easy on stuff. All right, I am going to end this poll and see what the final tally was, and try to decide what night I plan on going live on. I think this one generally does a little bit better, but I'll have to look at the statistics later on, and see how it goes. And see what we do here. So let's see what the final results were. All right. So we had 43 votes. 55% said Friday, 33% said Thursday, and 12% said neither. That's awesome. Excuse me. That is awesome. That's funny. I love it. I think we went up one percentage point from earlier on the neither. So that is awesome. That's at least a couple of votes, I think. But all right, it is almost 8 o'clock here. I'll try to hang around till 8 o'clock, make it a proper 2 hours. But again, you guys really appreciate you coming around and hanging out. Next week is our planned giveaway night. Of course, it'll be a knife for the members, and I haven't decided which knife yet, but I've got I've got a few to pick from out here, so it should be a pretty good deal. And maybe something a little different for the participants next week as well. I'm thinking about doing something a little crazy. So we've got that going on. Of course, there may be a flashlight involved with a giveaway next week as well. So a few items there. Also a swag pack with stickers, probably a bead or two. So should be a pretty cool giveaway for whomever manages to win. So hope to see y'all again next week. And I'm not sure which week. I'll decide between probably now and Monday. I'll give it a few days for all the statistics to come in and see. Dog One says, that looks cool as well. Stories in the wear, absolutely. Tried sending a friend request on Discord. I will check it out. I heard my phone did ding a few times a while ago, so that is a definite possibility that I got it there on the edge. But yeah, we'll figure something out. Dog One says, writing a book on a tool. Hey, it gets character, absolutely. So, all right, Dog One, I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks for being on the live, and I hope everyone in here has a great rest of your evening and a great weekend. Dog One says you could gather more evidence. Another double. I don't know how if I can keep doing this. It seems like I seem to run out of content on the first one, and even though Friday seems to go a little bit better, I don't have the amount of content or things to talk about because I've already talked about them the previous night. So I don't think I ain't got enough stuff to talk about, y'all. But anyhow, thank you, Angelo, putting up some swords there. Thank you again. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Hope you come back and be on the lives next week. And I really appreciate y'all. Y'all are awesome. We have an awesome community, and it's really cool to be a part of that. So thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good one, and goodbye.